So Jurassic World Rebirth is the newest film in the long-running Jurassic Park franchise, starring new characters. Nobody from any of the previous films show up. This is supposed to be a legacy sequel, even though the last one came out like, what, 4 years ago, 5 years ago. But the original Jurassic Park is one of my favorite films of all time. It's genuinely awe-inspiring. I love it. And no other film in the franchise has really came close to living up to that. And this one doesn't really either. This film follows a covert operation expert named Zora Bennett, played by Scarlett Johansson, who leads a team on a secret mission to an island where they must collect the DNA from the world's 3 largest dinos, and chaos ensues from there. Now, this was directed by Gareth Edwards, who previously did Rogue One and The Creator. And one of the things that's undeniable about him as a filmmaker is that he knows how to make things look good and expensive. There's a lot of things I have issue with Rogue One and, in regards to its story, but just visually, that thing looks really, really great. And this film also looks really, really great. The dino effects are all stunning. Nothing even looks remotely cheap or like skimped out. He went all in, and you can tell this is a really good looking film. It also has like this filmic quality to it. I'm not sure if they shot this on film or just applied a grain overlay, but it does add like a softer sort of retro vibe to the image that I really liked. That being said, everything else about this film is kind of a mixed bag. The closest thing I can compare it to is Alien Romulus, which I know that a lot of people love Alien Romulus. I have the opposite opinion. The thing with Romulus is that the first half hour is a slow, meditative drama that's really gripping and thematically heavy and interesting. I love that first half hour. Then once that part of the film is done and it just switches gears when a certain character shows up, it just turns into nonsense and loses all of its thematic weight to become cheap fan service.
Get away from her. You bitch.
This is the most obnoxious thing I've ever experienced in my life.
Something similar happens here, except my feelings about it are like reversed, where, I love the first half hour of Alien Romulus. The first half hour here is just not engaging. I thought it was really, really rough. But the rest of the film does turn into, nonsense like Romulus. And where Romulus got worse, this film got way more entertaining for me. I didn't say it was good. Okay? You gotta stay with me. I just thought it was really entertaining. And I think there's a clear, distinct difference. It's schlock. It turns into schlock. I'll say that. The first half hour of this is just slow. And I like slow burns. I like, things that are, I like slow paced work. But the issue is that it lacks any kind of forward momentum or some kind of like compression pushing down on the characters to get their mission done as quickly as possible. So that just makes, the first half hour feel kind of meandering. And on top of that, the acting from everyone is almost entirely sarcastic and snarky. So when nobody takes the situation seriously, why should we? I think that's another I think that's a complaint that I had for another for another film that I reviewed. I don't remember which one, but I do remember myself saying that. It does seem to be a common problem with these big blockbusters now, where everyone has to feel snarky and not take their situation seriously, and it only serves as a detriment to the film. These are not good things. Stop doing that. But after that first half hour, like I said, it just goes completely off the rails. There's dino fight scenes where Scarlett Johansson literally punches and kicks a dinosaur. There's a T-Rex that does stealth. There's mutated, weird-looking dinosaurs. It's bananas and absurd, and I can't lie, I had a fun time with that. And that's entirely because I like my schlock. I like, goofy, dumb stuff. That being said, for as goofy and as ridiculous as most of the film is, there is also one moment that has genuine sincerity and a grand sense of awe. It's one where the dinosaurs actually feel massive and beautiful. It's the first time any of these films since the original have had a scene like that. It is kind of a replication of this scene. And sure, the original did that scene way better, but I can't help but feel pretty moved by its imitation here. I thought it was a great moment and reminded me of what the rest of the film and this franchise has been missing. They've turned into snarky action films and kind of sacrificed the fact that dinosaurs being next to people is an inherently fucking cool concept. And also that these are beautiful creatures. You can have them, run alongside motorcycles or have Scarlett Johansson punch and kick them or, this or that. But it's so much better and so much more moving to have people react in a grand sense of awe to the fact that there's a dinosaur in front of them. I was really shocked that this film was able to pull it off. And I have to give the film that. It does earn some level of respect for including a scene like that. So yeah, I think this film is fine. Once you get past that rough first half hour, the rest of the film is schlock, minus that one genuinely moving scene. If what I described to you sounds like a fun movie to you, you'll have a fun time. But yeah, that's going to do it for this review. What did you think of Jurassic World Rebirth? Have you seen it? Let me know down in the comments below, and I will see you in the next review. Long live cinema.